Hey there, and welcome. So, you're a pharmacy student, or maybe you just graduated. You probably have this idea of what your career is going to look like, but then there's the reality. And sometimes there's a huge gap between the two. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on all of it. We've distilled 50 years of wisdom from a pharma industry veteran to give you the real, unvarnished picture and a clear blueprint for success.
Let's just jump right in with something our expert said that, well, it really stops you in your tracks. He described the starting pay for some pharma graduates as being less than a daily wage laborer. I know, it's a shocking thing to hear, but it perfectly sets the stage for the tough truths we need to look at if you're going to build a truly great career.
And that quote, it's not just some crazy exaggeration. It's tied directly to this number right here. For a fresh B.Pharm graduate, especially in some of the smaller companies, that starting salary can be as low as 8,000 rupees a month. You do the math, that's barely 300 rupees a day. This is the reality we have to understand before we can change it.
So what on earth is going on here? Like with any problem, before you can fix it, you have to diagnose it properly. So in this first part, we're going to break down the core issues that lead to this incredibly frustrating situation for so many bright graduates. This is it, isn't it? This is the burning question on literally everyone's mind. You've just spent years of your life on a professional degree, so why doesn't that starting salary seem to reflect any of that hard work? Well, the reasons are pretty complex, and they touch on everything from how society sees the profession to how the industry itself operates.
See, the problem isn't just one single thing. It's this whole systemic issue. It's a combination of things. Society just doesn't fully get how important a pharmacist is. The industry can sometimes take advantage of eager freshers, and yeah, colleges are often more focused on graduation numbers than on landing you a quality job. It's kind of a perfect storm that new grads walk right into. But, the problem isn't just about these external forces. The real issue, the one we really need to get into, goes a lot deeper. It's about a fundamental mismatch between what you learn in college and what the industry actually needs from you on day one. Let's talk about that core mismatch. And this brings us to what our expert calls the mindset gap. This is so important. The education system, for the most part, trains pharmacy students to be amazing technicians and workers. People who are fantastic at following instructions and procedures. But what it often doesn't do is train them to be leaders or entrepreneurs, people who see the bigger picture and create new opportunities. And this slide, wow, it just lays out the skill gap so clearly. Just look at the two columns. On one side, you have what college teaches: theory, complex equations, just getting through the syllabus. But then you walk into a real job, and what do they need? They need you to handle specific instruments like an HPLC, to understand dense regulations from the US FDA, and to have really strong teamwork and problem-solving skills. It's like you're stepping from one world into a completely different one. I absolutely love this quote from the veteran, because it just sums it all up, doesn't it? Think of your degree like the concrete foundation of a house. It is absolutely essential. You can't build anything without it. But it's not the house. The industry, the job itself. That's where you learn to put up the walls, the roof, and everything that makes it a complete, functional building. You gotta have both. Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem pretty thoroughly. Now it's time for the treatment plan. This next section is your prescription for action. Real, practical steps that you can actually take to start bridging that gap between your college education and what the industry is looking for. Here you go. This is your 4-step plan to make yourself industry ready. It's a really powerful mix, right? You've got to get that practical exposure through internships, then go after targeted training for in-demand skills, work on those crucial soft skills like communication, and of course, start building your professional network from day one. All right, now let's talk about what you're probably most interested in: real jobs and real money. Because knowing where the opportunities are and what they actually pay is absolutely key to making smart career choices. This section gives you a realistic peek into that industrial landscape so you can start to understand your true value. Now, this table shows you exactly why the path you choose matters so much. Just look at the huge difference between a more routine role like production and a specialized field like regulatory affairs. The starting pay is way higher, and the potential for growth, it's huge with a global scope. This is where the real opportunity is. So the main takeaway here is really simple, but it's incredibly important. Specialization is your ticket out of that low pay trap. Routine jobs, they're going to lead to slow growth. If you want to command a higher salary and fast-track your career, you've got to build deep, specialized skills in an area that's in high demand. We've covered the problems, the solutions, and the job market. So now let's put it all together. This final section is your blueprint for success. These are the golden rules for long-term growth coming straight from someone who has successfully navigated this industry for half a century.
These 5 golden rules all point to one single powerful idea. You have to take ownership. It's about completely shifting your mindset from just passing exams to actually building real-world skills. It's about becoming a deep expert in one key area. And honestly, having the patience to let your value and your salary grow over time. This is the real path to long-term success.
And that really brings us to our final thought. After seeing the reality, the gaps, and the incredible opportunities, the choice is now yours. Are you going to just take the role you're given and be a worker? Or are you going to take control, build your skills, and become the architect of your own amazing, rewarding career? The blueprint is in your hands.